Tactic 1. Gaslighting. Gaslighting makes you question your own reality. The manipulator denies events, twists facts, or rewrites history until you start doubting your own memory. That never happened. You're too sensitive. You're imagining things. Over time, you stop trusting your own mind. That's the goal. Gaslighting is most dangerous because the victim does the manipulator's job for them. You gaslight yourself. The name comes from a 1944 film where a husband dims the gaslights in their home, then convinces his wife she's hallucinating them flickering. Fiction then. Everyday reality, now. Tactic 2. Love bombing. Love bombing is overwhelming someone with affection, attention, and praise. Far too fast, far too intense. Constant texts, grand gestures. I've never felt this way before. It feels intoxicating. It's designed to. The goal is to create dependency before you've had time to think clearly. Once you're hooked, the affection becomes a weapon. It gets withdrawn, dangled, rationed. You spend the rest of the relationship chasing the feeling you had at the beginning. That feeling was a calculated investment, not a gift. Tactic 3. The silent treatment. Silence used as punishment. Not healthy space, not thoughtful distance. Deliberate, targeted withdrawal. The manipulator goes quiet to make you feel invisible, anxious, and desperate for resolution. And here's the cool part. The longer it goes on, the more likely you are to apologize just to end the silence, even if you did nothing wrong. The silent treatment teaches one lesson very efficiently, that your peace of mind depends entirely on their approval. That's exactly the lesson they want you to learn. Tactic 4. Guilt tripping. Guilt tripping converts your normal choices into moral failures. You say no to something reasonable. They respond with, "After everything I've done for you." You set a boundary. They respond with tears, silence, or a pointed reminder of their sacrifice. The mechanism is simple. They make you feel responsible for their emotional state. And once you feel responsible, you'll do almost anything to fix it, even things that hurt you. Guilt is not always real, but the anxiety it creates is. Tactic 5. Moving the goalposts. You meet their conditions. They add new ones. You hit the target. The target moves.
Moving the goalposts ensures you can never win. It keeps you in a permanent state of effort, self-doubt, and dependence. In workplaces, it kills motivation. In relationships, it destroys confidence. You start to believe the problem is you, not the fact that the standards were never meant to be met. That's the point. An exhausted person is an easier person to control. Tactic 6. Future faking. Future faking is making promises about the future with no intention of keeping them. We'll move in together. I'll change. Things will be different soon. These promises aren't lies exactly. They're sedatives. They pacify your concerns just long enough to keep you around. The future is always close. It never arrives. Future faking works because hope is one of the hardest things for humans to let go of. A manipulator who understands that can keep you waiting indefinitely. Tactic 7. Triangulation. Triangulation introduces a third party to create insecurity and competition. My ex never complained about this. Everyone else thinks I'm fine. She actually appreciates me. The third person becomes a measuring stick you can never beat because they're not real, or at least they're selectively real. Triangulation is emotional leverage. It activates jealousy, self-doubt, and the fear of being replaced. And a person who is afraid of being replaced will work very hard to make themselves indispensable. Tactic 8. DARVO. DARVO stands for Deny, Attack, Reverse Victim and Offender. You confront them about something harmful. They deny it. Then they attack your credibility. Then somehow, by the end of the conversation, they are the victim, and you are apologizing for bringing it up. DARVO is disorienting because it happens fast and with great emotional force.
The person most skilled at it can make the real victim feel like the abuser in under 5 minutes. It's not just a deflection, it's a complete narrative reversal. Tactic 9. Isolation. Isolation removes your support system, subtly at first. Your friends don't really understand you like I do. Your family causes you stress. We don't need anyone else. Each comment seems reasonable in isolation. Collectively, they move you away from everyone who might offer perspective or support. An isolated person has no reference point except the manipulator. No one to say, that's not normal. No one to say, you deserve better.
Isolation doesn't need locks. It just needs enough doubt about the people who love you. Tactic 10. Intermittent reinforcement. Intermittent reinforcement is the most psychologically powerful tactic on this list. It's the engine behind addiction. Unpredictable rewards, sometimes warmth, sometimes coldness, no pattern you can decode, create a compulsive need to keep trying. Your brain treats the unpredictable reward the same way it treats a slot machine. You can't stop pulling the lever because maybe this time. Casino designers discovered this in the 1950s. Manipulators figured it out long before that. The person who is sometimes wonderful and sometimes cruel will hold you longer than someone consistently either. Tactic 11. Negging. Negging is a backhanded compliment designed to lower your self-esteem just enough to make you seek approval. You're pretty for someone your age. You're smarter than I expected. That was actually really good. Each comment contains a hidden sting, a comparison, an implication that you're usually less. Negging works because it creates a gap between where you are and where their approval would place you, and humans are wired to close that gap, especially when the person delivering it seems otherwise confident and in control. Tactic 12. Fog. Fear, obligation, guilt. Fog isn't one tactic, it's the weather. Fear, obligation, and guilt are the three conditions that make all of the above tactics work. Fear of their reaction, obligation to their needs, guilt about your choices. A skilled manipulator doesn't need to use these consciously. They create the conditions, and then you do the rest yourself. Fog is why people stay in toxic relationships long after they know they should leave. The manipulation isn't always visible, but the weather is constant. Outro, closing line. Recognizing these tactics doesn't make you paranoid. It makes you harder to fool. The people who use these tools most effectively rely on one thing above all else, that you never learn their names. Now you have. I'll be making more videos like this soon. Subscribe to see them.